Good morning. In today's session, we are going to discuss about the topic case study of why product development. Before that, we must want to understand what is product development. It is a set of activities which involves the conversion of any idea or a raw material into a final product which attracts the customers. The final product can be of any physical product such as automobiles or smartphones or any coffee making machines, etc., or it can be of anything of applications such as like a Uber or Zomato or Swiggy, etc. The main aim is to attract the customers. For the better understanding, we are going to analyze one of the most popular brand in the world. Before that, just look into the image. We didn't do anything wrong, but somehow we lost. What it is? It is the last speech of the chief executive officer of one of the most important brand in the world. Can anyone able to guess what it is? Yes, it is Nokia. In this case study, for better understanding, we are going to discuss about the Nokia's rise and fall by incorporating the design thinking activities. For our better understanding, we divide the chapter case study into 4 chapters. First chapter is empathization, that means history of Nokia. Second chapter involves ideation, that is rise of Nokia. Third chapter involves fall of Nokia. In this, we are going to define why Nokia lost its market in the world. And in chapter 4, we are going to discuss about the revival of Nokia. In the empathize part, we are going to discuss about the history of Nokia. We all know Nokia is one of the famous brands in the world, as it enjoys its legacy for over a decade. It is widely regarded as one of the best premier mobile qualities in the world. In the year up to 2012, it is one of the biggest mobile brand in the world. In chapter 1, that means in the empathization part, we are going to discuss about the history of Nokia. We all know it is adaptable to shift in markets and technologies. Before it gets entered into the telecommunication sector, we are going to discuss about the beginnings of Nokia. First, it incorporated its first paper mill, and then it produces cables, and then also it manufactures various toilet papers, paper products, and industrial electronic items before it gets entered into the telecommunication sector. In the year 1960, Nokia first entered into the telecommunication market, and it at Finnish cable. And in the year 1967, Nokia took its current form as Nokia Corporation, where it produces various items such as rubber, cable, forestry items, electronics, and power generations. And also in the year 1982, it first fully produced digital local telephone in the country Europe. And in the year 1990, it made one of the important decisions to make telecommunication as its core business in order to establish leadership in the global market. And in the year 1991, it introduced its first GSM call, that is known as Radio Linja. And in the year 1998, it produced it as world leader in mobile phones, which enjoyed its position for over a decade. And in the year 2001, it joined forces with Microsoft to strengthen its position. But it is one of the reasons why Nokia gets deteriorated. Next we are going to discuss about the Nokia's entry in our country, India. It entered an Indian market in the year 1995, which came after India's telecommunication sector gave permission for private sector companies. That means after first cellular service license given by the government for the private sector industries. Chapter 2, we are going to discuss about the rise of Nokia. That means ideation. What are all the product development techniques which Nokia incorporated in its industry in order to attract the customers? That means in simple Nokia's success story. First, in the year 1998, it first introduced an Indian ringtone, Sare Zagan Se Acha, in the set Nokia 5110. It is also one of the product development activities in order to attract the customers. And also in the year 2000, it introduces user menu in Hindi in the handset Nokia 3210 headset. It also attracts the major part of the customers in India. And also in the year 2002, it first introduced first camera mobile phone in Nokia 7650, which attracted more customers. And also in the year 2003, Nokia first produced made in India product, Nokia 110, which is one of the biggest brand for the company. In year 2004, it first introduced the text messaging in Hindi and also introduced the first Wi-Fi enabled phone, Nokia Communicator N9500. It also attracted larger set of customers. In the year 2006, it introduces user interfaces in other languages other than that of Hindi, for example Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, etc. And also it first introduced its manufacturing unit at Sri Perumbudur, Chennai. And in the year 2007, it introduced first regional news portal in India, and also it chooses Asha 501 to launch in India. And also to further development, in the year 2009, it launched Nokia Life, information tools for mobile phone handsets, and in the same year, it crossed 500 million mobile subscribers in India. What we are discussed in the Nokia success story is the product development strategy which Nokia incorporated in order to attract the customers. For product development, the first and the foremost thing we want to discuss is how to attract the customers. Next we are going to discuss about the SWOT analysis of Nokia. That means strength, weakness, opportunities and a threat of Nokia. First, strength. One of the most important thing is its experience in the market, how to attract the customers, how to produce the product, etc. And also its largest network, and there is a brand name for Nokia and strong customer relationship, and it can produce wide range of products for all set of classes, and also it has higher durability, and one of the most important thing which attracts the customers is its longer battery life. These are all the most important thing for product development activities. Second, we are going to discuss about the weakness. The major disadvantage in Nokia is low voice quality, and when compared to that of the other competitors, it has less stylish in low priced products, and also it has heavy sets. It is not user friendly. When compared to other competitors, Nokia entered, or it takes more time to enter into the smartphone market, and also some of the products is not affordable for low and middle class customers. Next, we are going to discuss about the opportunities. It has new growth market, and it can produce well-designed and stylish set. Increase their presence in 3G and Edge market. It can produce mini notebooks. And the most important deal, Microsoft Nokia deal in the year 2009 is win-win situation, and it can expand various range of products, and it has new features and applications into Windows OS. These are all some of the opportunities for Nokia. Next, we are going to discuss about the threats. One of the major threat is on the time is China Mobiles, which has same quality as that of the Nokia in lower price. It is one of the most important thing why the Nokia sales got declined, and also during the time it has very strong competition from various companies such as Sony Ericsson, Samsung, etc. From the SWOT analysis, we came to know about some of the strength, weakness, opportunities and the threat of the Nokia mobile brand. The most important strength is their brand name. In weakness, we discussed the most important is it had produced an application and it had made incorporation with the Microsoft and it produced a mobile phone which is in Windows and Symbian software, which is not an user friendly. In product development activity, it is one of the most and foremost thing. We just want to identify the current set of applications which must attract the customers. It is one of the major drawback in case of Nokia. Yes, next we are going to discuss about the fall of Nokia. In this chapter, we are going to define why Nokia lost its market in India. The overview. Here we are going to discuss about some of the main points. That means failure of an Symbian OS, which is not a user interface, and also a wrong deal with the Windows, Microsoft, and also it is laggard in smartphone market when compared to that of its competitors such as Apple, Samsung, etc. A lack of focus on its aesthetic appeal, and also it failed to use umbrella branding strategy. These are all some of the overviews of failure of Nokia. In detail, one of the first and foremost thing for its failure is its own sluggishness to adapt the smartphone market in its company. Next major drawback is launch of iPhone in the year 2007. Apple announced it in the market, where Nokia failed to transition. And another major drawback is its use of Symbian OS, whereas other competitors such as Sony Ericsson or else Samsung uses Android OS, which is a user friendly. In this case, Nokia uses Symbian OS, whereas other competitors such as Sony Ericsson or Samsung uses Android. This is also one of the decline part of Nokia strategy in case of its product development. In this case, we came to know that Nokia uses the product development strategy, but it's not an customer attraction. It failed in that part. Next important thing is its leadership. Their leaders suggest that rejected deploying Android software into their smartphones. They told that there is lack of opportunities to the user for deploying or adapting the Android to its phone. In Another attempt, they wanted to go solo in order to get prominent in their market. This is also one of the major drawback. Another one is the use of Symbian versus MeeGo platform. Nokia uses both Symbian OS and also it had a tie-up with an Intel company to get a MeeGo platform. There is an inter-company conflict whether they are going to promote Symbian OS or they are going to promote an MeeGo platform. This is also one of the disadvantages in their product development strategy. Another major drawback is its tie-up with an Microsoft company to launch Windows mobile phone. It further detracts its market share in the world. For example, in mid 2012, it lost $2 in the share market. In the year September 2013, it sells its mobile phone division to the Microsoft. And also in the year 2014, it lost its global brand share to the 98th position, whereas in the case of the year 2009, their position is in 5th position. This is also one of the examples why product development plays a major role. Nokia involves in product development strategy, but it is not of customer attraction and it is also not an user-friendly strategy. It is also one of the main reasons why Nokia declined its market share in the world. Next, we are going to discuss about the revival of Nokia. How Nokia further gained its market share in the world. First and the foremost thing is, in the year May 2016, Microsoft sold their market share to the HMD, that means home of the Nokia mobile phones. It is one of the new beginning for the Nokia smartphones as it incorporates 5G technique and it incorporates or it tie up with an Google and it incorporates an Android platform where it has faster update and it has reliability and its main concentration is on 5G network. These are all some of the revival of Nokia. It literally builds infrastructure for network where smartphone users. These are all some of the product development strategy which Nokia incorporates in order to attract the customers. From this case study, we came to know about the history of Nokia, that means empathize part, and also the rise of Nokia, ideate part, and also the fall of Nokia, define part, where its product strategy, development strategy fails, and also the define revival of Nokia. What strategy it had incorporated in order to develop its marketing share. From this, we came to know why product development plays one of the major role for developing one's company's market share to attract the customers and also to gain the profit. Thank you.